Today I am going to start new chapter from physical chemistry section, that is the chemical thermodynamics. Now first of all, what do you mean by thermodynamics? So there are different forms of energies like potential energy, mechanical energy, electrical energy, chemical energy, kinetic energy, light, heat, work, etc. And these various forms of energies, this gets converted from one form to another form. And thermodynamics, it is the branch of science which deals with study of different forms of energies and the quantitative relationship between them. In other words, the branch of science which deals with energy changes in physical and chemical processes is called as thermodynamics. Thermodynamics concern only with energy changes accompanying a process and not with the total energy of the body or total energy of the system. So it concern with only energy changes. So initial and final state. At initial stage or initial state, system has certain energy. At final state, system having another type of or another quantity of energy. Difference between these two energies or values of energies, it is the energy change. So thermodynamics concern with or deals with energy changes accompanying a given process and not with the total energy of the system or total energy of the body. Now what do you mean by chemical thermodynamics? So chemical thermodynamics, it is the branch of thermodynamics which deals with study of interconversion between chemical energy and other forms of energies. So chemical energy may be converted into mechanical energy, it may be converted into electrical energy or kinetic energy, work, heat, etc. So in chemical thermodynamics, one of the form of energy is fixed, that is chemical energy, and how there is an interconversion between this chemical energy and other forms of energy, this comes under the study or this comes under the chemical thermodynamics. Then what is the importance of thermodynamics? Thermodynamics, it actually gives information about or it helps to predict whether any particular chemical reaction can occur or exist or possible under given set of conditions or not. It means thermodynamics tells whether the chemical reaction is feasible or not. So to know the feasibility of chemical reaction, thermodynamics helps to the chemist. Another importance is it helps to predict extent of chemical reaction, that is how much chemical reaction is proceed before the chemical equilibrium. This can also be known with the knowledge of thermodynamics. Now what are the limitations of thermodynamics? Now here thermodynamics deals with matter in bulk, that is 1 mole of hydrogen, 1 mole of carbon dioxide or 1 mole of oxygen or 1 mole of any compound or any quantity of matter. It can be 2 gram, 16 gram or for example 44 gram. So this 2 gram or 100 gram, this is the matter in bulk. And matter in bulk, it is also called as macroscopic system. So thermodynamics deals with macroscopic system or matter in bulk, and hence it deals with or there is a concern of macroscopic properties or variables like temperature, pressure, volume, etc. So we can measure the volume of any gas. For example, it can be a 1 liter, 5 liter, 10 liter, 100 liter, like that. Or we can measure the pressure or temperature of bulk water or any matter in bulk, but temperature of one atom or temperature of one molecule has no significance. And therefore this is one of the limitation of thermodynamics. Thermodynamics deals with matter in bulk or macroscopic system, and not it deals with the individual atoms and molecules. Another limitation is it does not tell anything about the rate of chemical reaction, only it tells about whether reaction is feasible or not. But rate of chemical reaction, idea about the rate of chemical reaction, it is not obtained with the knowledge of thermodynamics. Next limitation is it concerned with only initial and final state, but it does not tell anything about the mechanism of chemical reaction or mechanism of the process. So these are the limitations of thermodynamics. Now next part is which basic terms are used in thermodynamics, that is terminology of the thermodynamics. And well-known term used in thermodynamics, that is the system. What is system? So system is a part of universe selected for thermodynamical study. So any part of the universe selected for thermodynamical study, it is called as system. For example, gas confined in cylinder. So gas is a system, because if we want to know the changes of pressure, temperature, volume or macroscopic properties or thermodynamical properties of gas, then gas becomes a system. Next term is surroundings. Remaining part of the universe other than system, it is called as surroundings. So surrounding to this gas, there is a atmosphere, or cylinder itself, it is a surrounding, and the rest part of the universe other than gas, it is called as surrounding. Now third term is boundary. System and surroundings, these are separated by means of real or imaginary boundary, and the surface of separation between system and surrounding, this is also called as boundary. Surface of separation between system and surrounding, it is a boundary. And you know, boundary, it is a real or imaginary. So in the example of gas confined in cylinder, here cylinder, it is a boundary, and don't forget this boundary, it is a part of surroundings and not a system. Only gas is a system, and rest part of universe other than gas, it becomes a surroundings. And therefore the cylinder, it functions or it is considered as boundary, and it is a part of surroundings. Now there are three types of systems: open system, closed system and isolated system. And these types are based on the exchange of matter and energy between system and surroundings. So first type is open system. Open system means a system that can exchange matter as well as energy between system and surroundings. It is called as open system. Now you consider hot water taken in beaker. So as long as it is taken in beaker, and as beaker is open, water molecules may escape away from the system, that is water, and therefore there is an exchange of matter between system and surroundings. Or water may enter into the system because it is an open beaker. There is an exchange of energy. So when this hot water kept for long time, energy may lost, or this water becomes cool, it means energy goes away from the system, energy given out of system. Or after some time, when this water is heated, energy may enter into the system. So there is an exchange of energy, and there is an exchange of matter. Water molecules may go away by the process of evaporation, or we can add water. So this is about the open system. Remember, plants and animals, these are the open systems. How plants are open systems? For photosynthesis, plants require carbon dioxide, water and light. So this water takes from atmosphere or from soil, and light it is taken from the atmosphere or from sun. Plants may receive the light, so energy enter into the plant in the form of light. So carbon dioxide is also required. So carbon dioxide, it is a matter, it may enter into the chloroplast, water enter into the chloroplast, and by process of evaporation water may go away from the plants. Even during night time, during dark reaction, plants give the carbon dioxide, so matter escape out from the chloroplast, and during daytime they escape oxygen, so oxygen may given out, and therefore there is exchange of matter as well as energy. Similarly, animals are also open systems. So we take water, or during respiration we inhale, or we take oxygen, or there is a emission of carbon dioxide, like that. So plants and animals, these are the open systems. Second type is closed system, a system that can exchange energy but not matter with surrounding. It is called as closed system. Now consider water taken in closed beaker, hot water taken in closed beaker. Now there is a possibility of exchange of energy. When this water is kept for a long time, hot water kept for a long time, it becomes cool. It means there is a loss of energy. Or when this beaker is heated, again energy can enter into the water. So there is an exchange of energy. But water cannot escape away from the system because this beaker is closed. Water molecules will not go away from the system. So there is no exchange of matter, but there is an exchange of energy between system and surroundings. So this is about the closed system. So any chemical reaction carried out in closed container, it is a closed system. And third type of system is isolated system. In case of isolated system, there is a neither exchange of matter nor energy between system and surroundings. For example, hot water taken in thermos flask. As thermos flask is insulated from the surroundings, so water remains hot for a long time because there is no exchange of energy between system and surroundings. Even water molecules will not escape away from the water. So hot water taken in thermos flask, it is a isolated system. This universe, it is an isolated system because total energy of universe remains constant. So universe is a isolated system. Now in addition to open system, closed system and isolated system, system can be homogeneous or heterogeneous. In case of homogeneous system, there is only one phase, or a system containing only one phase, it is called as homogeneous system. And the system containing two or more phases, it is called as heterogeneous system. Remember, phase and state, these are the two different terms. There are three states of matter at room temperature, that is solids, liquids and gases. But solid can exist in two different phases. For example, suppose sand is mixed with sugar. So sugar and sand, these are the two different phases. Definition of phase is physically distinct and mechanically separable part of a system. It is called as phase. Even when kerosene is mixed with water, kerosene immiscible with water, these are the two different phases. We can separate mechanically by using funnel, but it is a liquid state, and therefore system containing one phase, it is a homogeneous.